Good evening to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Today's editorial is all about the US Open. The other one deals with G20 Summit, and I thought, because I did the other day, I thought this would be better. And there are some important words you can learn. Let us start with, before I go to the editorial analysis, if you remember, I did one video on essay paper, the problems. Why can't you write an effective essay? On the other channel, Murthy's IAS. Continuation of that, there's a second part, 10 problems and 10 solutions. In the first video, I talked about the 10 problems that go with candidates who are preparing for civils and other competitive exams when it comes to writing an essay and descriptive paper. In the second video, I touched the problems and the 10 solutions. Try to watch that video, but it is not on this channel. You have to go to Murthy's IAS channel. There you can watch the second part. I would like to reiterate it is useful for those who are preparing for banks and IBPS PO. Descriptive paper, you can definitely learn something. It is going to be useful. Now let us go to the tone of the editorial. As I said, the tone of the editorial is one of celebration and triumph. Celebration, triumph, a great victory. Both the words go with the US Open, the old and the young, as it highlights the remarkable achievements of Novak Djokovic and Coco Gauff in the world of tennis. Djokovic's victory is celebrated as a significant milestone in his career, with admiration for his skill and determination. He's already 36, not an easy thing to win the title. Similarly, Coco Gauff's rise in women's game is portrayed as triumph, great victory, marked by her maiden first slam victory and her ability to bounce back from challenges. She lost the first one, and after that, she could win the last two sets. Overall, she could win the title. How does the editorial start? The old and the young at the US Open. Here, the old refers to Djokovic, the young refers to Coco Gauff at the US Open. But what is the main idea of this editorial? Men's tennis held up old order. Hold up is an important phrasal verb. Hold up means support. Hold up means what? Support. Supported old order. Because of that, Djokovic, it reflects to the win of Djokovic. Women's section threw up Gauff. If you look at throw up, hold up is a phrasal verb, so is throw up. Recently, we have got throw up. Throw up is a phrasal verb, it has many meanings. One meaning, it means vomit. Another meaning, it means a puke. Both mean the same. And the third meaning in this context, to present new developments, new ideas, or developments. A young player getting the title, a new development. Hold up is a phrasal verb, throw up is also a phrasal verb. Coming to, give me a second. I think yellow would be better, contrast. Here it is getting not, you can't make out. Hold up, an important one, and throw up also an important phrasal verb. The axiom, an important word we have got for the first time, I suppose. It means, it is, try to guess the part of speech. It is a noun. What does it mean? An established truth. An established truth. Or something that is well known. The axiom that there are limits to human ability often faces its stiffest resistance in elite sport. Now, there's a popular saying, there's an established truth. What is that? There are limits to human ability. We cannot do everything. There are certain limits. It is a noun. Very good. I appreciate if you tell the part of speech. It's a noun. And what is this established truth? There are limits to human ability. We can do certain things, we cannot do certain things. There are limits. And this statement often faces its stiffest resistance in elite sport. Elite, we have got many a time. What does it mean? Part of speech, Here, obviously, noun, sport is a noun, elite is adjective. If you take a particular, what is going on here? Please listen to the analysis. Don't talk about other things when the analysis is on. What is the purpose of doing the analysis? If you start parallel conversation, please don't do that. Elite, part of speech adjective. Usually it goes with a group of people. If you take any society, we have three groups: the low class, the middle class, the high class. And the high class, they are the rich and the famous. We also use the word the cream of a society. The best brains, those who have achieved success, the cream of a society, we use the word elite. And how come here elite sport? You can also say high class. Tennis is an expensive sport. Usually it goes with rich people. And you got to spend a lot of money to become a tennis player. Keeping that in mind, the writer has used elite sport. There's a popular saying. What is that saying? There are limits to human ability. But this saying faces a lot of resistance when it comes to the sport of tennis. What does it mean? Why does it happen? Tennis is a game or sport based on power. It is known as power game. You need a lot of energy, a lot of stamina, and the age has to be with you. But imagine if you look at Djokovic, who got his 24th Grand Slam title, he is 36, some say 37. Usually, tennis after 30 not easy at the international level, that too winning a Grand Slam title. Federer did it initially, then Nadal, and now Djokovic at 36 or 37. It goes against this axiom. What is it? There are limits to human ability. They have taken it beyond the limits. Stiffest means what? Very difficult. Hardest, you can say. Stiffest resistance. The word is stiff. In this context, it means the toughest, you can say, the hardest, you can say, and resistance, that is a noun. Novak Djokovic's men record extending 24th major singles title might set him on a path towards immortality. Here, he got the 24th major singles title. That might talks about a possibility, but the chances are less. But they should have used no need to say talk about a possibility. It is impossible to achieve 24 major singles Grand Slam titles in the modern era. And Federer got about 21, Nadal 22, I suppose, and now 24. In the modern era, other players don't consider these three. They don't have these many titles. I don't think they have 10 also. It is very difficult. Already his name. Here, what is the meaning of the word? There's one important phrase. On a path towards, you have to remember that. Immortality. What is the actual word here? Mortal. Mortal means what? Related to death. Immortal. Here, immortal means no death. Not physically. It talks about his name. If you take the realm or the field of tennis, his name is going to be there forever. And he has set the standard so high, other players may find it very difficult to achieve something like that. It talks about that. The straight set victory over this sentence talks about what exactly happened on Sunday, the finals. The straight set victory, usually finals, many players they go in for 5 sets, but this one ended in 3 sets. The straight set victory over Russia's Daniel Medvedev in the US Open final drew him level. That's an important expression. What is the actual verb here? Draw. Draw level. Draw him present level. Means what? In this context, it means equal. Equal with Margaret Court's name of a player, all-time record of 24 crowns. He is not the first one to get 24 crowns. Another player got. Who is that player? Margaret Court. And he equaled that particular record. A record of 24 crowns and made him the first man. Whenever we use the ordinal number, we have to use a definite article the. The first man to win three slams in a single year four times. What happens? Editorials, language may be simple, words may be simple, but if you don't have the background information, very difficult to understand and comprehend the meaning of that particular sentence. This context goes with tennis, and anyone who follows tennis knows that if you take the major events in the field of tennis, when it comes to the sport of tennis, we use a term Grand Slam. What is this Grand Slam? There are four major events. One is the US Open, second, the Australian Open, third, the Wimbledon, the fourth, the French Open. It is very difficult to win one particular Grand Slam title, but winning all the four in 1 year, an uphill task. And Djokovic could get three slams in a single year, four times. That itself is something extraordinary. 2 years ago in New York, actually, he was to get the Grand Slam in a calendar year. Calendar year means in the same year. It was way back in 2019, I suppose, or 2021. 2 years ago in New York, Medvedev had stopped Djokovic completing the Grand Slam. Djokovic was about to complete the Grand Slam with the US, but this Russian Medvedev had stopped Djokovic completing the Grand Slam. The onerous feat of onerous, try to guess the part of speech. Feat is a noun, so you can tell the part of speech. What is the part of speech? Adjective. Something very difficult. I'll write the word here. Onerous, part of speech, adjective. Something difficult. Something difficult to achieve. Winning all the four titles in a calendar year, not an easy thing. It is the onerous feat of winning all four majors in a single year. He was about to get it, but unfortunately, he could not get it. The Russian player stopped him. Now he talks about Sunday, what exactly happened on Sunday. Coming into Sunday, some students get the doubt, can we use a preposition into here? Yes, you can. Generally, we say coming to Sunday, coming to the month of October, coming to the month of November. But coming into Sunday, nothing wrong. The 27-year-old was fresh off a terrific semi-final win over tournament favorite and top seed Carlos Alcaraz. It talks about the Russian player, not about Djokovic. Russian player Medvedev 27, Djokovic 37, I suppose, or 36. So it says coming into Sunday, the 27-year-old was fresh off a terrific semi-final win. Terrific, there are two words you have to. First, I'll write the word terrific. What part of speech is it? It is an adjective. Means very good. It has a positive connotation. Another word, no, terrific does not mean horrible. Terrible means horrible. Terrible also adjective. A lot of students get confused between terrific, terrible. Terrible means very bad. If it is bad, why will they use terrific semi-final win? From the use you have to make out, it's a positive word. No, 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 no. Please listen. Terrific does not mean horrible. Imagine terrific means horrible. Why will they say that 27-year-old was fresh off a terrific semi-final win over tournament favorite and top seed Carlos Alcaraz? Extraordinary, something very good. Pandu, very good. We say if you follow cricket, terrific victory, terrific shot. Good Pandu. Commentators use. That's why I have written both the words. Terrible, adjective, bad. Terrible food, terrible place, terrible movie. One is positive, the other one is negative. Here it is a positive word, not a negative word. And he won against the tournament favorite and the top seed. Who is that? The Carlos Alcaraz in semi-finals. So everyone thought he defeated the top player, number one player, and that too who is in form. So a lot of people expected the Russian player Medvedev to win the US Open. And last time also he defeated, 2 years ago, he defeated Djokovic. But surprisingly, even at the age of 36, editorial says 36, some websites say 37, doesn't matter. Djokovic showed he still had space to evolve and grow. 36, something unimaginable, incredible, winning a Grand Slam title. And Djokovic showed he still had space to evolve and grow. Rejigging, how could he do that? Rejigging. Guess the part of speech of rejig. Rejig means part of speech is a verb. To rearrange for improvement. Rearrange something for improvement. To improve something. Rejigging his tactics, his strategies, by employing the serve and volley and mining every last reserve of his energy. Answer my question. Rearrange is the right word. Answer my question. What is the mean? Which part of speech is the word mine in this context? Mine means what? Usually, mine is a noun. Mine's plural form. And mine is also a pronoun. Whose book is this? It is mine. But mine in the context of the editorial, it is a verb. Mining means taking out every last reserve of his energy. While generational battles are not new to men's tennis, now the second part of the editorial talks about women's tennis. While generational battles are not new to men's tennis, if you look at the last decade, three players dominated the world of tennis. One Roger Federer, the other Nadal, and Djokovic. It was always, when it comes to the major titles, of late not Federer, between Nadal and Djokovic, before that between Federer and Nadal, and later Djokovic emerged. Generational battles are not new to men's tennis. The fight is on in the women's game, but when it comes to women's game, the fight is on, an important expression you have to remember. In the women's game, among this era means a time period, finest to establish a firm pecking order. Many of you may not understand pecking order. It goes with poultry, especially it goes with hens. Imagine one hen pokes the other hen down the level or hierarchy. That is called pecking order. It refers to a system of social order. In a way, refers to hierarchy, pecking order, top to bottom, and establish a firm pecking order. Coco Gauff, the 19-year-old from the US, threw her hat. I want all of you to listen very carefully. This is an important idiom. A lot of students get confused between throw hat into the ring and throw towel into the ring. Tell me, what is the difference? Throw a towel into the ring. Uh, into the ring. That is a standard phrase, into the ring. And what is the other one? Throw a hat. And it is the same, into the ring. What does it mean? First one has a negative connotation. Throw a towel into the ring means concede defeat. What does it mean? Concede or accept defeat. But throw a hat into the ring means ready to fight, or ready to take the challenge. Ready to fight. Exactly, Naresh. Wonderful. She threw her hat into the ring with a come from behind three-set victory. Usually, tennis or cricket also, if they have three matches or five matches, 3 sets, 5 sets. Imagine someone lost the first set, and after that, the second and third, the player won the second and the third. Then we use the expression come from behind 3-set victory over Arina Sabalenka for her maiden slam triumph. Maiden already have got so many times. What does it mean? Part of speech, adjective. For the first time you win something, maiden victory, maiden title. Golf first shot to the limelight. I use this quite often, but I use to be in the limelight. Tell me, what does it mean to be in the limelight? Usually it goes with a particular issue. The issue is in the limelight. It also goes with a person. He is in the limelight. He has been in the limelight. Means what? To be in the eyes of the public. What does it mean? Everyone talks about that issue or that person. Also, the media also reports, writes about that issue or that person. Then we say the issue has been in the limelight. The person has been in the limelight, being discussed by everyone. Got first shot to the limelight at Wimbledon 2019 when she upset Venus Williams on her main draw debut. Here T is silent. What is the meaning of debut? Debut means what? First time you appear on stage or in a film or a particular tournament, we use the word debut. And part of speech noun. She made good on that early promise by reaching the 2022 French Open final and subsequently breaking into the top 10. She's one of the top 10 players. But in July this year, she appeared to have hit a trough. Careful with pronunciation, trough. Trough has many meanings. One meaning, it is a container for animals where there is water or food so that they can drink water or have food. It does not go with this context. In this context, it means touching the lowest point. Because of that, she had to leave after the first round. But in July this year, she appeared to have hit a trough, exiting in the first round at Wimbledon. Leaving the tournament in the first round is the lowest thing to happen for any player. But when it comes to confidence, I give one important idiomatic expression. Sometimes what happens, you try a lot, you put in a lot of effort, you work very hard, you don't get success. God forbid that should not happen. Then your confidence touches the lowest level. Then we say to touch, it touched the, to touch the rock bottom. What is it? A rock bottom. To touch the rock bottom means to touch the lowest part. His confidence touched the rock bottom last year. An important expression. However, she lost in the first round the Wimbledon, however, contrasting information with a spruced up. This is also a phrasal verb. Actually, it goes with gardening. It means to cut something, to make it neat or short. You can think of one particular word. It means what? Trim, modify, make better. In this context, make better. However, with a spruced up game and a new coach in tow, former player Brad Gilbert, she secured three of her biggest titles: Washington WTA 500, Cincinnati WTA 1000, and the US Open in a 6 week span. In a short span of 6 weeks, she could get three major titles, that too, the US Open. And how could she achieve that? What stood out at Flushing Meadows? This is a place where they play the finals. Flushing Meadows, a place. The center court. What stood out, stand out, means to look, to be distinct. The writer has used a lot of phrasal verbs. He stands out in the crowd. A typical example I give. What does it mean? You can easily spot him. He looks distinct. What stood out at Flushing Meadows was the way Goff handled Sabalenka's baseline barrage. Try to guess the meaning. Barrage means what? Which part of speech is it? It is a noun. And meaning barrier. What is it? Barrier. Baseline barrier for Goff, but she could deal with that. How? With her attritional play. This is again an important word. Those who work in a private sector, they know this. Green thumb, green fingers. First, you have to write the word attrition. Attrition noun means what? Employees leaving the job, the company quite often, quite, quite often. If you take a lot of this attrition does not go with manufacturing sector, it goes with IT sector and service industries. Attrition rate, very good, Anusha. So when it comes to a particular company, a youngster may join, let's say 30,000 pay scale, but some other company offers immediately 40,000 within no time, perhaps a month or two. And now there are checks, that's a different thing. And employees leave quite often, we use the term attrition. And nowhere related to this context. Here, attrition means make something weak, make something weak and destroy. You make something weak and destroy, and in this context, it means that attritional play. She could deal with the barrage set by Sabalenka's the opponent. How does the editorial end? For India, Rohan Bopanna, 43. This is also something incredible. For India, Rohan Bopanna, 43, partnering Australia's Matthew Ebden, became the oldest man to reach a major final open era, modern times. A close loss notwithstanding. It was a close loss, so you should not consider notwithstanding. He is up to world number 7, untouched by father time. I don't know how many of you know father time. Father time means personification, personification of time. If you take time, time is a concept. If you personify the concept of time, it is like this. You personify the concept of time. How does it look? An old man with a beard, we use the term father time, but actually it means old time. What does it mean? Old time. That's all about this editorial. And what are the questions you can expect based on this editorial? What is Novak Djokovic's record in terms of winning 3 slams in a single year? And how does it compare to other tennis legends? Actually, here, what matters, how you write the answer matters a lot. Your own sentences, how you start, how you end, that matters a lot. Figures of speech. Who is Coco Gauff's coach? How did her game improve under his guidance? Easy to answer. How did Coco Gauff handle Arina Sabalenka's playing style in the US Open final? In what way did Rohan Bopanna make history, excuse me, at the US Open? And what is his current world ranking? Can you briefly summarize the key highlights of the article about the US Open and the performances of different players? If you write, you will get benefited. So many phrasal verbs and idioms. Yes, Venkateshwarama. A lot of phrasal verbs, idioms also. Now let us go to practice questions based on error location. The first 5 deal with the first set, error location. Read the first one and try to spot the error. While a select few have standards of living comparably to the richest in the world, the majority of the population fails to get even 2 meals a day. Contrasting situation. Some people, the richest, some people can't get 2 meals a day. It is the difference is like the difference between the North Pole and the South Pole. That is also an idiomatic expression. No one has responded. Nothing wrong with the first part. While a select few, perfect, nothing wrong. A standard expression. No, no, nothing wrong, nothing wrong. All of you have the same wavelength. That is really surprising for me. So far, all the students, about 10 students have answered, more than 10. All the students say first one, first one, first one. Nothing wrong with the first one. It's a standard expression. While a few, you may know, while a select few, that is a standard expression, have standards of living, 1 unit, Comparably is not correct. It should be standards of living compared to. What does it talk about? Standards of living. Standards of living compared to the richest, not comparably to the richest. That is not correct. So where is the error? Second part, there is an error. No, no, not comparable, compared to. Have standards comparable to also you can use. Better expression is, while a select few have standards of living comparable to. Very good. In this context, better comparable to the richest, not compared to, not comparably. But I don't know why a lot of students have chosen the first part. That is a bit surprising. Let us go to, and the question is based on word form. Let us go to question number 2. Illegal sand mining has become a boom business fueled by the ever increasing demand of the construction industry. No, no, please remember comparable to. Standards of living comparable to the richest, those of the richest. Second one, not that difficult. That is also based on word forms. Anusha, first one to respond. Very good. Illegal sand mining subject has become present perfect a business. What business? Boom business is not correct. You have to say booming business. And what is this question about? Adjective. What is the adjective form? Boom. Not correct. Booming. Booming business. You can also think of words like thriving business, flourishing business. Whenever you get a chance, you have to think of the related words and you have to think of the related rules. That is smart learning. Thriving business, flourishing business. When some people sell the products just like that, within no time, all the products people buy. And what is the idiomatic expression? Sell what? Hot cakes. Have you heard of this? Something is being sold like hot cakes. Means very fast, within no time, people buy. Go to the next one, question number 3. I think almost all the students got it right. Very good. Thrive, you can also use a regular verb. I told last time. Thrive, throve, thriven. Thrive, thrived, thrived. British English and American English. Much is the inflow of travelers that it is tough to book an air ticket to Ahmedabad, and international flights too are almost overbooked. In my opinion, this is a bit challenging under pressure. Much is the inflow of travelers that it is tough to book an air ticket to Ahmedabad, and international flights too are almost overbooked. Hot cakes, that's right. Where is the error? If you get this, I appreciate. Not easy under pressure. A live session, that too. Very good. Who is this? Telugu podcast says first part. But what is wrong with the first part? That you have to tell. Then I appreciate. Question number 3, first part. Perfect. You got it right. You're the only one to respond so far. No one has responded. No one else has responded. But why? Now I see Nagesh also says first one. What is wrong? Hema also. No, no. First part there's an error. Nothing wrong with other parts. Here, much is the flow is not correct. You have to say so much is the flow. So much is the flow, inflow. So much is the inflow of travelers. So much is the inflow of travelers that, then it makes. So much is the inflow of travelers that it is tough to book an air ticket to some place. So is missing. Only then it makes sense. Not easy. I know that. Go to question number 4, a lengthy sentence, but not that difficult. It is difficult, Ganesh. You are right. Not easy. I do agree. Tensions are high since August 29, when Chinese troops engaged in provocative action, trying to change the status quo on the South Bank, which forced India to take preemptive moves. It all depends on how alert you are. Under pressure, not easy. This also based on your mindset. Either 1 second or you have to spend a lot of time. Please mention the question number 4. No, that is not right. I'm surprised. You all have the same wavelength. Someone writes were, next one also were. No. In a way, this is an easy one. I have been telling you guys, whenever you read a sentence, no. Naidu Paidi has got it right. Whenever you come across, yesterday also I told two prepositions for, since. Immediately you have to become alert, and these two prepositions, as prepositions, mind you, go with either present perfect tense or present perfect continuous tense. The very first part you see since August 29, then you cannot use present tense. You have to say tensions have been high. Tensions have been high since August 29. We have to use present perfect because since August 29. Here the context talks about, usually I show graphically. Present perfect is the most important tense and it has 6 uses. I usually teach 5. Sixth one doesn't go with youngsters like you. And one of the uses, the last use, an important one, where we use for, since. For goes with the time period I told yesterday, and since goes with specific time. An action begins in the past and comes to the present. It does not go into future. If this is a context we use, she has been a student for 2 months. She has been a student since so and so month. Same way, tensions have been high since August 29. As I said, 1 second or you're off the track. You have to spend a lot of time. Whether Delhi Metro's blue and pink lines resumed operations on Wednesday, around 53,400 people traveled on the metro network till 8 p.m. This also depends on how well you read the sentence. With the Delhi Metro's blue and pink lines resumed operations on Wednesday, around 53,400 people traveled on the metro network till 8 p.m. No one has responded. No, nothing wrong with the third part. No need to say word traveled. Not correct. A lengthy sentence, unfamiliar context, you got to read carefully. Nothing wrong with the first part. Nothing wrong with the third part. Nothing wrong with the fourth part. And no error is not the answer. Who is this? Sai Kumar says second part. What is wrong with the second part? Here, whether Delhi's metro's blue and pink lines resumed is not correct. We have to say lines resuming operations. What is the right word, correct word form? Resuming operations. With the Delhi metro's blue and pink lines resuming operations on Wednesday, around so many people traveled. No. Resuming. Correct word form is resuming. Resumption you cannot use in this context. Asha Singh. No, resuming. Because the word with is there. We don't say with the resumption. With lines resuming operations. So many people traveled. I hope you can make out. I had to reduce the font size. How many parts are there? 7 parts, but easy. You should be able to get the correct order. Take elimination approach. Had without subject, it cannot be the first one. For without the subject cannot be the first one. From the region. The invitations, perhaps, but definite article is there. No longer cannot be the subject. Wealthy Gulf states are trying to establish themselves. Perhaps possibility is there. Until last month, the BRICS, a diplomatic club, hold this one. If conditional cannot be the first one. What is this? No, resuming operations on Wednesday. Nothing wrong with that. You have to look at the entire sentence. Only then you can decide the correct word form. What is the first one here? E is not the first one. Once you select E, you're off the track. You all think the same way. That is astonishing. E is not the first one. I'm sorry. F is the first one. Until last month, the BRICS, a diplomatic club which comprises Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. No, one. First one is F. Already have ticked that one. Second one is easy. Once you get the first one, second one is easy. Until last month, the BRICS, a diplomatic club which comprises these countries. What is the second one? After that, it should become easy. Very good, Naresh. Second one is A. Had members from every corner of the developing world except the Middle East. FA, one pair. Here the clue for the next one, Middle East. And look for the link word. One clue, Middle East. And you have to look for the link word. What is the third one? You can get the third one based on the link word and based on the concept Middle East. No representation. FA, one pair. Please go to the, try to get the third one. C is the third one. No, 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 not C. Here, no longer, no longer, that is a link word. Had members except from the Middle East. No longer. What is the next one? No longer. Why no longer? Of the 6 countries invited to join the bloc at its annual summit on August 22nd, 4, Egypt, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates are from the region. Which region? Middle East. The region. And here it's quite clear D, B, a pair. What is the next one? Here we got FA, we got a DB, no longer, and 4 countries from the region. Here the region means Middle East. FADB over. What is the next one? Fifth one is C. The invitations are one sign among many that the Middle East changing. Invitations, if they all accept, the Middle East will account for more than a third of the expanded bloc's members. And what is the last one? Wealthy Gulf states are trying to establish themselves as non-aligned middle powers. No, E is the last one. Here, invitations, if they all accept, CG, one pair. Not an easy one, perhaps a tough one, because I've not given enough time. Don't feel bad about it. Now, let us go to a close test based on the editorial I did yesterday. I hope you can make out first blank, second blank, third blank, fourth blank, fifth, and sixth. Hmm, that's right. Please go to the close test. That year, you should get all the six correct. What is the reason? We did this yesterday. Based on that, a familiar context. Very good. Pandu, first one to respond. That year, the signatories, answer is B, to the UN Convention on Climate Change, agreed in Paris to keep global emissions from rising beyond 2 degrees Celsius and as far as possible limited to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Though it acknowledges some headway, very good. Headway means what? Progress. Here it is D. The world, as of now, is emitting gases in a manner that will certainly what? Third one. One is B, two is D. Make headway, some headway, progress. What is the third one? Overshoot. Very good. Overshoot, E. Certainly overshoot the Paris agreed limit. The report unequivocally states that much more ambition in action support is necessary for implementing domestic measures. What measures? Now, three is overshoot. Mitigation measures. A is the answer. Mitigation measures to reduce global GHG emissions by 43%. All those. Now let us go to the last sentence. These are gaps unlikely to be filled without upscaling. Very good. Rapid what? Upscaling. F, of renewable energy resources and an eschewal of fossil fuel sources such as coal, oil, and natural gas. Last one is that's an important word. Today I have brought 5 idioms. Try to get all the 5 correct. A rat race, eager beaver, to be dog tired, cash cow, cat nap. That's an important word. A rat race means what? You have to tell the letter. Then I will write here and try to get all the 5 correct. 1D, very good. Rat race, fierce competition. For fierce competition, we also say cutthroat competition. Cutthroat competition, same meaning. Eager beaver, a person excited about doing certain work. Very good. He is an eager beaver. To be dog tired, easy to guess, to be exhausted. Cash cow, a good way to make money. Not exactly, it means a source that brings in a lot of money, but still you can say C is the answer. Cat nap, a short sleep. All the five, be happy. Let us go to the words you got yesterday. About 16 words. Try to get all the 16 correct. Then you are good at vocabulary. You can tell yourself. Write the part of speech, write the keyword. You don't have to write the entire meaning. Tired, exhausted, tiresome, fatigue. Very good. Madhav, cash cow, gravy train, a regular source of money. Ah, good. All the five correct, Tripura Sundari. Wonderful. Try to get all the 16 correct. To assess a situation based on the context, stocktake goes with business. To assess a particular business, assesses whatever it has. But in the context of the editorial, assess a situation. It can be a noun, it can be a verb, it can be an adjective. When we say stocktake report, adjective. And calamity, part of speech, noun. Disaster, catastrophe, mishap. Very good. Breakthrough, actually a phrasal verb used as a noun. Sudden major development. Never say major breakthrough. That's a common error. Avert is a regular verb. Avert, averted, averted. What does it mean? Oh, you guys are still with the third one. What is the answer for the fourth one? Have you answered? Fourth one. Avert means to prevent, to avoid, an important word. Very good. And reckon, part of speech verb, to consider seriously, to think deeply, a reckoning. Generally, it is used in the ing form. Stem can be a noun, can be a verb. As a verb, it has a positive meaning, to generate something, negative meaning, to control or curtail or to contain something. Headway, part of speech, noun. Make headway means what? To make progress. Very good, Tripura Sundari. Two words, positive, negative. Signatory, noun, person who signs a treaty, the head of a country. Equivocal, we have got so many times. Equivocal statement, part of speech, adjective. What does it mean? Ambiguous, not clear, obscure, confused. Wonderful. I appreciate that, Anusha. Mitigation, noun. Mitigate, verb. Reduce the intensity of a problem or hardships or problems or pain, any of these. And what are the synonyms? Alleviate, assuage, prong, part of speech, noun, and it can also be a verb. Multi-pronged approach, multi-dimensional approach, dimension. Curtail is also a verb. Curtail someone or movements of someone or something means what? Restrict, limit. Negotiation, singular, negotiations, plural, part of speech, noun. It goes at the higher level. What does it mean? Talks. Good. Talks. Then we have escheal. Discussion, you can say. Talk, you can say. And that's an important word. Based on that, I gave two words yesterday. Abstain, refrain, wonderful. That's right. What is this in between? And dwell can be a verb, noun, but dwelling is a noun form. Dwelling. And we use a plural form, dwellings, noun. Shortcomings, noun. What does it mean? All these words are very important. Imagine you got all the 16 correct. You should be extremely happy. That's all for today. I hope you guys have got enriched. Dwell on, brood over, you have to recollect. And dwelling became outdated, but still people are using. That's all for today. Thanks for being with me till the fag end of the session. Try to subscribe and share. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Don't brood over the past.